What's up, Guns Out Nation? I'm John Keys.
Hey guys, I'm Shermichael.
And we are back off the heels of Range Day 2.
The second inaugural one. Man, you know what, John? Last year, was sort of a test to run, right? Like we weren't sure. We knew we could pull it off, but we weren't sure about how successful it would be. And I did not imagine to have the consistent number of people we had from 8 a.m. I mean, the lines were insane until 5, 6, bro.
Bro, listen, there's so many milestones that stand out in my mind from last year to this year. And like you said, last year was amazing because you're right. We didn't know what to expect. Nope. XCal didn't know what to expect from shutting down. I mean, they had put a lot of faith in us. They shut their facility down for a whole day for us, right?
Yeah.
But luckily, man, we have some of the best supporters out there. This is
for me, it was the RSVPs. Every time we got one of those emails, like every 42 hours, 48 hours,
yeah,
and I kept seeing them go up and up and up. I was like, wow, we're gonna double the number of people we had the first year, and we, for the most part, did. We effectively doubled every metric, all the margins. I mean,
so yeah, like Sherm said, this year the difference was literally the crowd. I'm talking about when that door opened, there was already a line out the door, out the building. And I mean, the showroom was flooded from the moment that gate went up until the last prize was given away. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, look, we doubled 3,800 to 4,000 people, look, not getting into all of our numbers, but talking with our guys at XCal. I mean, we doubled all the numbers, every single metric from food cost to ammo, tickets, everything doubled, showcasing that we did indeed times 2 our 2,000 last year to about 4,000 this year, which is really remarkable, man. And last year, John, you and I talked about this. We had one moment, I want to say maybe midday, where it appeared that the crowd got smaller because everyone was shooting. This year, all of the bays those areas were full. And yet you still saw a significant amount of people near all of the vendor tables. I mean, we never had a moment where it appeared that people just weren't there.
No, 100%. And yeah, so you're right. It was around lunchtime last year because it was like the crowd in the range is thinned because people came out to eat in the cafe. And those that had already ate or just arrived, they went right into the ranges. So yeah, it did feel a little thin right around lunchtime. But yeah, not this time, dude. It was packed the entire time. And I mean, that's a great feeling, man. That's a great feeling to know that people patronize something that you organize that well. I mean, that's one of the greatest feelings in the world, man. And there were so many people that traveled again. We met that couple from
Georgia, Florida,
New York, Jersey,
Chicago,
Georgia.
We had people from all over the place, guys.
Yeah. So it was amazing. And we're so excited, and the feedback was so good. We're already planning Range Day 2024. That's going to absolutely be on a whole nother scale. We're going to double down yet again and try to bring you something even bigger, even better, even more substantive.
It will be bigger. It will be better. And it will be way more than 4,000 people.
Yeah. We definitely, and trust me, don't worry about the space because we will have adequate space to house the people that we talk about. Also, we're playing around with the idea. I've kind of sort of sold Sherm on it that we're going to do some micro events leading up to Range Day. He didn't want to do it. He didn't really, I don't even know why he didn't want to do it. But anyway.
Guys, what do you think? If we did some micro events, like, I don't know, maybe 2 before the big Range Day event, would you come? Like, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. And when we talk about micro events, obviously it won't be to scale like Range. They won't have as many vendors. It may be all about a shooting competition. It may be about like a special trainer that we have show up and offer some training for the day. Basically just a smaller event where we can get together and maybe do some things that might qualify you for something special at Range Day. So no matter what, it's always going to be something to walk away from.
That does sound more appealing and alluring when you add all this extra shit to it. You never said all of this.
Sure. First off, when have you known me to just say, hey, let's just do something normal? Doesn't happen.
Fair. That's fair. I mean, but look, we have some really cool people, guys, that came to the Range Day. 2 came last year. They returned this year. We appreciate those 2 brothers. And one, this is his first year, John. So I can't wait to hear what the guys have to say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we got Monsoon Tactical, came as a vendor last year, and he's also a content creator. Eric IV8888, OG in the game. I mean, this guy, millions and millions and millions and millions of views, millions of subscribers, and just so much content.
Yeah, I want to say 1 billion views on YouTube since the start of his channel.
Unbelievable. And he's also the Georgia, he's the Georgia director for GOA, right?
Yep, state director.
Yep. And then we also bringing in Twista, who came to his first range day, his first Guns Out range. They didn't make it last year, but he made it this year. So we're gonna get the perspective of those that were there last year.
I mean, Twista, he doesn't really need much of an introduction.
Oh yeah. I didn't even. Plus, we did the whole thing. Go check out our full documentary on Twista and the Gun Camp. That was an amazing. It's actually one of my favorite series to date.
So go check that out, guys. It's on our channel.
Yeah, definitely go check that out. But before we bring the guys in, I want to get to the thank yous because there's so many people that we have to thank. So here we go. First and foremost, thank our biggest sponsors of Range Day, Gun Owners of America. You already know Gun Owners of America. They're responsible for a lot of our success from the start. They believed in us, then they still believe in us, and we're pushing forward with the mission. USCCA, one of our newest collaborative partners, and we're working with them, heavily on a lot of new projects. So you'll probably see a lot of great stuff coming from USCCA moving forward with Guns Out in partnership. Staccato, you already know we rock with Staccato hard. That's goes without saying. National African American Gun Association, Atlas Gun Works, Grizzly Ears, Fostech, Iron Monkey Rifle Works, IV8888, Mantis, Monsoon Tactical, Savior Equipment, SIG, and VCDL, Batcave Ballistics, and Able Suppressors. All of those that I previously mentioned were actually vendors on site at Range Day, did a remarkable job. Everyone complimented everyone's bedside manner. All of the vendors were pleasant and people had a great time. And I heard that the vendors did a really good job of moving some product. So that's always a plus. And then true. I'm sorry. Also, Carolina Custom Foam and December Customs also were on site as vendors. Peter Wakeham just brought all his cases. I mean, the guy's an artist.
So nice, guys.
He does his thing, man. So many collaborations we've done with him already. December Customs, we rock their battle belts and all of that. Grizzly Ears, we wear their ears, all of those things. All right. So now we get into.
Did you mention Hunter's Gold?
Oh, wait, well, now I'm getting into the sponsors that were not at the event, but contributed to the prize packages or maybe made a financial contribution. And that is Hunter's HD Gold, Bastinelli Blades, Howard Stirk Holdings, Innocent Armor, KCI, Wasteland Tools, Aim Point, Hold Up Displays, Brownells. Roy Hill came through from Brownells. Shout out to Roy. Retro Rifle pulled off the Mardi Gras again. Y'all need to send us some more shirts next year, though, because then people wanted them shirts.
Last year they sent way more shirts.
Yeah, last year they sent us about 50 shirts. This year they sent us about 15 shirts. And yeah, the crowd was ready for it. I mean, I really felt like that was like the biggest energy that was had during the prize giveaway was that Retro Rifle Mardi Gras. They look forward to that every year.
Love their shirts.
Otis Technologies, Cleaning Gear, Amend 2 magazines, Loyalty patch came through really big with the Range Day patches, and we got a bunch of these left, guys. So don't be surprised if we do some type of a package deal where you go to the Guns Out store, you buy some merch, you get a free patch, get a free wristband, stuff like that. Syndicus AKs for providing that amazing AK that we raffled off. Obviously XCal for being the most amazing host ever. I mean, these guys staffed up. I'm talking about
roll out the carpet for us. I mean, they order extra food, guys, preparing for this thing. They allocate a significant portion of their own daily ammo. I mean, they do a lot for us to make this Range Day possible. And so the last year, this year, we certainly could not have done this as new as we are with anybody else. I just don't think too many entities would have been willing to take that risk, because it's a risk. It's like, okay, can these guys bring this crowd that they're promising? It's never guaranteed.
Absolutely. And I sing their praises in that manner every single time. We could not have done it, at least not to this scale, Iron Monkey Rifle Works. Again, I want to give him a special shout out for that gold custom guns out.
Everybody loves
Glock 43. I mean, Iron Monkey is funny. He came last minute. He kind of stole the show a little bit. He stole the show just a little bit. I mean, people were really taken back by all of those gold-plated, nickel-plated firearms that he brought. Really good craftsmanship, excellent work. Shout out to Austin for that. And then obviously, man, Team Guns Out, man. Team Guns Out. All of our friends and family that came on a Saturday and dedicated that time to help facilitate that range day. Shout out to an entire Team Guns Out. You guys know who you are. So many names to name, friends and family, those that are closest to us. Honey Bear Tactical coming through to help facilitate the Range Day Challenge. They RSO'd the Range Day Challenge both Friday and Saturday. Same thing, Black Alpha Tactical. Shout out to G9 and his crew that came through to help Honey Bear Tactical out. Shout out to my boy John Haynes running the leaderboard. Shout out to our designer Brody that just made everything branded on.
Really nice. She did a good job.
Brody just does a really good, amazing job. And then obviously, and Shank Ammo for providing all of the Frange ammo that we use for the John Wick Glow Shoot. That was very important because without Frange ammo, you really couldn't shoot steel indoors like that. So shout out to Shank Ammo for that. Action Sports Unlimited for providing the leaderboard for the Range Day Challenge. And then last but absolutely,
don't forget our videographers. We had Chris Klein, videos, photos for social. Daniel, who did the podcast, the radio show. So I just want to shout out those guys.
Hold up, that's what I was about to say. Last but not least, the other part of Team Guns Out, who is our videography staff, the core. I mean, these are the guys that are bringing the content. They're creating
a production company.
Real talk. And then also, of course, all of the influencers, content creators, advocates that came through. Bringing your presence is one of the marquee elements of Range Day. I mean, people come there to see us, but they also come there because they also meet some of their other favorite content creators, influencers, advocates, people that they see defending the Second Amendment on the news, on their platforms, et cetera, et cetera. Without you guys, it couldn't be as big as it was. So thank you to all of you. And we hope to see you again next year with more people and more vendors and more amenities. Let's just do it big. Let's bring the guys in. So we got Eric, IV8888. We got Monsoon Tactical, and we got none other than Mr. Twister. What's up, dude?
What up?
How y'all doing, man?
Good. Cool.
Well, I'm happy y'all aren't sleeping after that long introduction.
Shut up.
Living the dream, baby.
Well, it looks like we got the four corners of the world covered with all these people on the stream today. So where do we start, man? You know what? Let's start with let's start with you, Eric. You do range days annually. You've been doing this for years. Your range day is a whole spectacle in and of itself. What do you think about range day from year one to year two? What do you think about what we've built with Guns Out Range Day?
I think y'all have done a fantastic job. And I knew, when we met at our range day that we would all be really good friends. And I could tell that y'all had a heck of a lot of potential. Sherm was, of course, just a natural on camera. You guys had good chemistry and just worked really well together. So I knew that anything that you guys were ever going to be a part of collectively together, that it was going to be successful. I knew that from the day I met y'all. So I had faith in y'all from the very beginning. And I have to say, I'm not surprised that the event has been accepted and as successfully as it has. You've done a hell of a job, and you've partnered yourself with good companies, and you've got good relationships with all of your content creators. And I mean, look, we're all just a big family here. And, we've been doing our industry shoot now for, I think this is our 12th year. So it's like 11 years we've been putting on this, the IV88 shoot, which currently is industry only. We only do content creators and companies, but who knows, that could change. But it is inspiring to see you guys being very successful with this. And the second year was amazing. I attended the first year. So I'm really digging the way the second year turned out, and I just foresee it getting better and better for sure.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that,
Eric.
Yeah, I mean, that means a lot coming from you,
man, considering, yours is an invite only event and everybody wants to come, but they can't really come. I mean, so you've sort of seen the ups and downs, and you know what it takes to pull this off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
man.
a lot of work.
Vinny, you were boots on the ground. You were boots on the ground last year. Vinny, what's your takeaway from this year compared to last year?
I mean, just like last year, guys, you pulled off an amazing event in a very short amount of time. So going back to the drawing board, taking advice and input from all the other vendors and people that were there, saying like, hey, maybe try this, try that, and you implemented that and took, everyone's word to heart, and really just pulled off something amazing this year, guys. Like, same energy. It was just nonstop, right? I mean, John,
Right.
you saw me pull out from the bay, and I was toast. I was gone. Sensory overload with the amount of people there just to support you guys and even us. Like, we've had a lot of people come through there saying that they were really looking forward to meet Monsoon and the team and shoot the guns and the stuff. So, second year, it was the calm before the storm, and then all next thing you know, it was just nonstop. People coming through. I think we went through like 2.5 cases of ammo, letting people shoot our guns. And yeah, guys, you guys did an amazing job. I talked to December Customs a lot, another small business owner, twisting each other's ears, talking about business and trying to survive in this industry. And like, I was just kind of talking to him about, when I'm at this event, I'm not a people person, so to speak, but when I'm at events like this, these are like my kind of people. And I feel like the people that are around me, I've never met, but I felt like I've known them for a long time. So that kind of environment, and energy that you guys brought is definitely there. So.
Yeah. Cause you don't usually go to these type of events. The events that you usually go to or are a part of are usually like training centric, right?
Yeah, so I mean, the kind of events that we go to a lot is training centric. You have to kind of pay to play and fit a certain criteria to be there because you're there to train and do a lot of things with firearms that the general public just aren't ready for, right? Your event allows the people that watch, like, Iraq, Veteran 8888, and your guys' content and whoever else's content to come and see everyone and have a little taste of that experience that we live every day, right? As in the industry, content creators, whatever, we get to do cool shit all the time. Like right now I'm in Idaho getting ready to do stuff for work, right? But to allow people to spend a day in that kind of environment, it's awesome. But yeah, it's just completely different from what I'm used to. And I like that because the people coming through these doors aren't 100% familiar with what we do or, have seen what we do. So we get a lot of cool people coming in, just either they want to meet us and see our stuff, or they have no idea what we do and we get to educate them a little bit. So we don't see or get a lot of that at these other events because the people coming to those, they know who we are, they know what we do. So
no, that's a very good point. Very good point.
Vinny, I'm curious. Do you find that you get people who are interested in becoming customers?
I mean, we had a lot of conversation. Obviously, we're going to keep an eye out, right, based off of order influx to see if maybe we captured some some customers from the event. John, I know you were always asking, hey, I hope it was worth your time. I hope that we brought value. Just to kind of drive that home, you bring a lot of value for guys like me and other people that decide to come to this event in a lot of ways that you may or may not know. So I just want to let you guys know that for sure. You've took very good care of us. We try to take care of you as much as we can. And XCal really brought the heat this year. And I mean, anytime we needed anything, they were on it, man. So props.
And that's good to hear. That's really good to hear because I really try to drive that point home this year to like really get their RSOs engaged because I didn't want you guys to be as spent as bro. I remember year one, dude. I think Eric limped off the range.
Yeah, it was rough.
You remember that term? We saw that
he never left.
Dude,
never left
Eric had like gunpowder on his face
all over. I mean, it was rough, guys. Just go back and look at the video.
I look like a coal miner, West Virginia coal miner.
You definitely did, Eric. That is the best way to describe that. It was like you was definitely in a mine. So now, Twister, I'm dying to hear your feedback, bro, because this was your first time coming to Range Day. What was so you watched it last year in social media, dude? You were one of the first people that were in the comments when the first reel went up. I'm not missing next year. and you made good on your word. You came through. So many people were excited to see you, man. What was your take? Did it live up to the hype?
Oh man. Okay. Spoken as if I was the winner of the haters ball. You weren't engaging with anybody. The cars were ugly. Vinny's guns had too much recoil. It was a mess.
Somebody got to be the other side of the coin, right?
Hey man, I had a ball, man. I expected to have a good time anyway, but then just knowing the way you guys are as people and just how you do things and how professional y'all are, I knew it was gonna be dope, but it was actually off the chain. You know, I went there, met so many people. You know, like I said, Vinny got to shoot those guns and everything. It was just so many people I got to meet, man. The challenges were super dope, like being able to do the John Wick challenge and the other one across from that one. It was like everything was real dope. But the dopest thing was the people, just how everybody got together. I was able to meet a lot of influencers who I'm a fan of and found out that they were mutual fans of me. So the whole thing was real dope, man. And just me being still to myself, feeling like I'm like new in the 2A community. For me, it was like being a kid in the candy store. You know, then I got to come there with Tony, you know, Tony Salas, my man, you know, so
Tony.
him got to represent, you know, for the crew. You know, shout out to Gun Camp. You know, the whole Gun Camp couldn't get there. RG, Eddie, everybody. So, you know, I had to come rep for them by myself, and I had a ball doing it. You know what I mean? It was dope, man. You see, I'm rocking my hat. I
got the Guns Out hat on, man.
Man, y'all had a shirt that was able to fit Tony. He rocked his shirt. I mean, everything was perfect, man. I mean, I couldn't say nothing about anything that was going on. Everything was laid out. One of my first posts was the car lineup. I just stood at one end and just started walking.
Which one?
Man, I think it was it the white and red? Was it a Ferrari?
It was a Ferrari at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, the white and red Ferrari, man. That one, you know, I like loud colors like that.
Based on the original California line from 2006, I want to say. Okay. That was a modern one, but it's based on that original line. But it's a beautiful car.
Yeah,
I like the gray Lambo that was out there. The one I got.
That Matt Lambo, the one that you took a picture by.
Yep. Yeah, that Lambo was crazy.
Sweet car.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to know how weird. You just want to know how weird it is to have Twista say he's a fan of you,
bro.
You grew up listening to his shit like in college,
I know.
Or high school sports. You know, you're just like, man, I'm a fan. I'm just like, what?
Oh yeah, what? Yeah, no, you have no idea how humbling that is, man.
Yeah, super cool.
But I feel the same way. So you got to think like I'm a fan too. So when I hear that, the same way you feel is the same way I feel. So I like that whole energy right there. That's dope. Yeah,
you know, I mean, that's the exciting part about Range Day is that we can bring so many different people together from so many different walks of life. And somebody asked, this was so funny. Someone from television asked me this. I said, "So was it diverse?" I said, "We had women, we had men, we had every color." I mean, you had people, and people always come up to me to talk politics. You had people who were not Republicans, that they were Democrats, but big 2A supporters. I mean, so we really crossed the gamut in terms of representing America. But Eric and I've talked about this so many times. I think people would be surprised of how diverse gun owners are. I mean, it's a little bit of everybody in this country who are sort of coming together around this one unique cause. And then with this cause, then you find all of these other similarities. I mean, it's a crazy, unique experience that I wish if I had the time as a social scientist to just sit there and observe all the different people, talk to all of them, because it was obvious to me that we really brought in some really unique people.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been having the ball. This whole experience has been wigging me out. So, you know, that event was definitely like a capstone. It was dope. You know, I almost grabbed that mic upstairs, man. One drink too many, and I would have got on the mic.
Man, you should have did it, Twista. All you had to do was tell me, bro. I mean, you did, Twista. You did. I'm gonna say it right now publicly. Twista was like, "John, I will perform at your event. You just tell me, and I will perform." So, Twista, you are absolutely You are on the lineup.
We talked
next
about
year.
2024. He and I talked about 2024.
Yeah, you are on the lineup, sir.
This is what I do, man, especially for my people, man. Like, for sure, RGG already knows. I go crazy for him anytime. So,
man, I love that too, man. Because that's the thing that I wanted to tell you. When you told me that upstairs in the Apex Lounge, I really felt like you were telling me that because you wanted to do it because you love to do it and you wanted to do it because we're friends. That's what I felt. I felt that you wanted to bring what you love to what everybody else loves and share that experience with everybody. So I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. That's how I meant it, and I'm glad you took it in that fashion because I love it, man. I love being able to, cross that whole vibe anyway. So it's big for me and it's important for me to do things like that.
Bro, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now though, I might need you to bring Tiny Twister with you too.
Man, when I tell you Tiny Twister has been a request today on WGN News, swear to God, at 8:45 this morning on WGN News, I was on TV talking about Tiny Twister.
Yo, here's the thing.
There's a whole video, Twister. There's a whole video John sent me today on Instagram. John, what was
it said rappers that have unique hobbies or something like that.
That's it. I went through the comments, Twister, and the comments, man, were so positive.
Oh man,
people saying I grew up listening to him. I remember this moment, but I'm happy to see he has other things that's fun to do. And then one lady said, I'm happy to see rappers act like kids again. I mean, it was overwhelmingly positive, man.
Yeah, man. I love looking at comments like that. Especially, and usually they've been mostly positive. Since I've been in the 2A community, I mostly get a warm welcome from everybody. So I've been loving it.
Yeah, that's good, no doubt, man.
That's really, really good.
So
what do you guys, if you guys were, and I always like to be transparent about this, if you guys were to give us some thoughts and advice on, hey guys, this is one thing I think you guys should add or take away, what would that thing be?
Take away John.
Wow.
Dang.
You just admitted we were friends, and then you follow up with that. Eric, I'm not surprised that you're doing the Arsenio Hall because you are Shermichael's personal cheerleader. So, not even worried about that. Twister, you shocked me just now. Definitely shocked.
Hey,
the haters ball earlier. Remember?
They let you know how close we became.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, what do you, I mean, is there anything you guys sort of saw, observed that maybe we didn't see because we couldn't be all over the place?
So, I mean, honestly, guys, like everything ran so well because of just the people in place, right? Everything down to all the, competition shoots going on between yours and the John Wick stuff and then the vendor things. Everyone was a range safety officer that day. So everything outside of that ran great. The vendors are there to market and do their job. So it's kind of like a self-sufficient thing when it comes to that. The only thing that I would say, and John, we kind of talked about this a little bit, is when it comes to like the giveaways, right? Trying to do some kind of check-in system so that we're not just there. And it's death by spinning wheel because people either dipped out or didn't show up.
Yeah, we talked about
that. Way, it kind of keeps the hype and the heat going because we know those people are there. We know that those people, someone in the crowd's going to win something. And other than that, man, that's really it. And I think, again, you're not going to know until you go through those trials and figure that stuff out. So next year, you'll know what to come with, what you need to change so that everything goes. Because like other than that, like I said, the bays were lit. Eric's down there with the mutant blowing everyone's eardrums out. The Go Range Day challenge was awesome. I ran that 3 times because I wanted to win, and then the John Wick shoot was sweet. And I mean, going around talking to the vendors, it's its own little ecosystem that kind of takes care of itself, and that way you guys can go do your thing. But other than that, that's all I really got.
So guys, so what Monsoon is talking about, if you didn't come to the range day, we have this automatic wheel as we're selecting names to give out gifts. The problem is, and you guys probably can imagine this, when people leave, we're not removing the names. So let's say you got a couple thousand people and then maybe 800 leave, it's like, well, shit, you got to go through every single person that's gone to get to someone who's still there. So we've talked about a couple different ways to eliminate that process next year. I think we figured that out, especially because we're going to have way more people in 2024 than this year. So we're going to have to make sure we eliminate people who leave, have a process where they can sort of check out, if you will, and then the name is automatically removed. So Monsoon, that's a really, really great assessment.
Yeah. And it was just, and again, it kind of was what it was, but if you're just trying to get that extra spark and just keep things rolling, right? Because when it did happen, you know, it was great. And then it was just like, no. But I mean, John, like, so to kind of counter back on all that, you know, between, you know, John and Shermichael, you guys you're very good at what you guys do. Shermichael, you know, obviously, and you guys are in that space. So you guys are showmen. You guys know how to pick things up and make things happen quickly. And, you know, John pulled the audible and made things kind of get back to that uppity pace. So, like I said, guys, it's hard to be perfect at stuff like this. So
yeah, that's true.
You just have to roll with it, pull an audible, and then go back next year with some more ammo to work with.
Yeah, no, that was really, really good feedback. And guys, I asked this question because I want you guys who are watching, and John and I have talked about this so many times in a lot of our videos, whether it's us screwing up when we're shooting or not being familiar with a new platform that we obviously need to learn. We're not coy about admitting that on camera, because I think sometimes there are people who have this perfectionist attitude where they get everything right. There's not a single person that gets everything right. They all had to learn, like we had to learn, like you have to learn. And admitting and acknowledging this stuff on camera makes it okay for people to say, oh, well, you know what? These guys, you know, they could have done some stuff better too. So if I screw it up, that's okay. It's a part of those growing pains. And we like for you guys to be able to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, I got to give props to everybody in attendance because, you know, like Vinny said, I love the term you used, ecosystem. And, you know, I got a lot of feedback and comments of people that were there just taking care of each other, showing them how to interact with certain things. We had so many different things. We had the escape room challenge. We had the scavenger hunt. We had the range day challenge, John Wick shoot, all the vendors, the raffles. I mean, it was just so much stuff that someone could get easily overwhelmed. But I mean, I just saw people all the time kind of showing people where things were, all of those things. And yeah, man, you're right. During that giveaway portion, people love, even though they don't win, they get so excited when somebody does win. And when you call a name and nobody wins, it really kind of starts to suck the life out of the room. And God forbid you do 2, 3, or 4 of those names. And like Vinny said, I ended up calling the audible, Sherm. We abandoned the RSVP giveaway for a little while to get rid of a lot of the smaller prizes. Because we went back to the scavenger hunt thing. So that was good because it awarded those people that completed the scavenger hunt, which was a lot to do. The whole day.
A lot.
So those people got fulfilled, and then we came back to the RSVP giveaway when we got to the really big prizes, and luckily we didn't have to go through too many names. So that was cool, man. It really, you know, turned out well. I enjoyed it personally. You know, there was so many moments where people came up to both me and Sherm individually and together and let us know how big of a fan they were, how this was their first time attending an event like this, and how welcome they felt by everybody in attendance, from the range personnel to the influencers and vendors and to us as hosts. So again, thank you to everyone that attended, because this would not have been a success without each and every one of you that showed up.
That's true. Twista, Eric, you guys got any thoughts, feedback,
remarks?
Man, I'm just listening to what everybody is saying. It's dope. And I'm thinking too, like, for the level of complexity and how many things were going on, you guys really pulled it. I've seen things way less complex and simplified that I've went horrible. So for you guys to be able to pull it off the way you're able to pull it off, and you know, look at Vinny's face and how meticulous he looks and how he is, but he was only able, you know, to say that little thing about the one. This is dope. This is great. You know what I mean? So I think it's real dope, man, that you guys are able to do what you do. And I can tell that everybody on here saw it from the beginning upon meeting you guys. Like, these guys are really going to take things far. They're going to make a lot of noise in the 2A industry and beyond. You can see it upon meeting you, just looking at y'all doing what y'all do and just everything about the way y'all move. Like, you can see it, man. So for me, you know, being an OG, it's cool for me to sit back and watch y'all young men do what y'all doing, and for me to literally sit and watch y'all grow into what it's growing into. It's real dope, man. And I would say congratulations and keep doing what y'all doing, man. Don't change nothing.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Much
That means a
appreciated.
lot.
Yeah, much appreciated. Eric?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all definitely have maximum synergy. There's no doubt about that. You guys are a power team, and look, the staff at XCal is first rate as well. You know, I have to give them big props. They all did a fantastic job. Everybody from
Shout out
the
to
people in
XCal.
the restaurant to the people in the gym, the people working the lanes down there, the RSOs. I mean, the range day for y'all would not be nearly as successful as it was were it not for the efforts of the staff at XCal who have definitely helped make it possible. So it's important to give those people the props because they really do a fantastic job. On the giveaways, one little thing I would mention, something Brandy does with our giveaways is if it's something like a shirt or a hat or, you know, what we just say kind of a lesser item, like something kind of small, what we'll do is go ahead and she uses a random number generator and pre-picks those people. So when they come through registration, go, congratulations, you won a shirt. Like, and they go ahead and collect their door prize on the way in while they're going through registration. And then the big items, like if we're giving away a gun or a suppressor or something big, well, then we'll do all the big giveaways on a drawing basis. And that way you're kind of hyping people up because every item's a big item. So you're like, oh, holy crap. And people are always going to turn out to know, they want to know if they want a gun or something. Right.
That's
so
interesting.
For people to interact with it. Now, our event might be different because, you know, it's only industry content creators. So most people are kind of already, they're there all day and they stay all day, whereby the public, you've got kind of revolving doors. So that might be a little bit more challenging, but that is something you can do for sure. And then the only other thing I would add is on the vendor booths. I love the setup. And of course it is nice to be inside in the air conditioning, of course, but if y'all ever opened up to, let's say, more vendors, that maybe you were running out of room, you could always do some nice circus tents out in the parking lot. They got a huge parking lot, and most of that parking lot went unused. Well, it did get a little busy there for a while, but there's plenty of room in that parking lot. You could do a couple of circus tents and house the vendors out there if you had to, if you needed to expand. And I think that's an option as well.
Yeah, that's good. You know,
I discussed a couple of other ideas, but I won't spoil anything yet.
Yeah, you know what, Eric, that's interesting because Todd Jarrett, I was telling John this, the only feedback Todd had, he thought it was perfect. He said, you guys just, there's so many people, you need a bigger space. To the point that you're making, Eric, about the vendors. Todd was like, you guys need way more space, which is great because next year we're going to have way more space. So all of this feedback is really good because John and I have been talking about, okay, the space thing. We've been talking about to Vinny's point, what do we do with the raffle to eliminate people having to wait so long? So all of this stuff, guys, is really, really good feedback for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We definitely appreciate it because we're taking it in. We want this to be as efficient as possible, but you got to kind of go through some of these things and kind of see, okay, what are some areas we can improve upon? What are some things we might eliminate altogether or merge into something? So this is good stuff. I mean, this is a part of that process when you're doing a new thing. For the audience sakes, many of you guys may know if you're a small business owner, if you're a manager at your job and you're doing something new that you know it takes a little while to sort of perfect the process. But I think from year one, we had drastic improvements. The year two, we literally, at least from the folks that I've talked to, they've either said one or two things. You guys need more space because you guys are growing this thing. Or to Vinny's point, when it comes to giving away things, you guys got to figure out a way to fine tune that process to make it a little quicker, more efficient. Those are the only two things that I've heard consistently, and we're going to improve those things in 2024. So this is really great feedback.
Absolutely.
Yeah, those are just small things that are easily figured out and fixed. You know, that's no dig on what's going on. It's hard to control that kind of stuff until you go through it a couple times. So, but like I said, like just the overall vibe and the energy that was there all day from Friday to Saturday, you know, it was it was off the charts, guys. So good job and congratulations on it.
Definitely.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for that. And thank you guys for being willing to be transparent on camera. Again,
Absolutely.
we like to show you guys that we're planning this stuff and thinking about it for you, because maybe 2024, you might put some money to the side and say, you know what? I want to go to the 3rd annual Guns Out Range Day.
Yeah.
And I know that these guys are thinking about me as a fan or as a potential customer. These guys are thinking about what's going to make this most enjoyable for me. People spend their money to drive up, to fly up. You have some people with kids. They got to figure out, okay, I don't have enough to bring the kids. So who's going to watch them? I mean, John and I, we think about all of these things as we're planning this stuff, because we know that not everybody has a ton of money sitting in the bank. I mean, the economy isn't the greatest for a lot of people right now. And yet people are still doing the best they can to find enjoyment in life. And so if you're going to come spend 2 days with us or a day with us, we want to make sure that you're having the best damn time you possibly can.
Well said. That's the goal. Well, guys, listen, we really appreciate you taking time out of your day to come and share your thoughts about Range Day with us. Give us this very valuable feedback and affirm our efforts in our plans for Range Day. You know, to hear Sherm just now say 3rd annual Range Day, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I remember, Sherm, you remember in year 1, after like maybe our first Range Day we ever attended, we'd be like, dude, we should throw a Range Day.
We did. We had so many ideas.
So many ideas, so many conversations. And to hear the words 3rd annual, and then knowing what we're planning for the 3rd annual and just how much the business has grown. It's remarkable and unbelievable. And yet again, thank you guys, supporters, subscribers, patrons of Guns Out. We really appreciate you guys. The only thing I ask is let's celebrate this platform less in silence, because there's so many people that we meet at these events, whether it be SHOT Show, whether it be other people's range days, or whether it be our own, that say, I watch you guys all the time, and I've seen all your stuff on War Report Society, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Listen, man, get in the comments from now on.
Please get in the comments.
Get in the comments. Feed
the number of people
let us
that
know what
tell
you
us
want.
this. They're not in the comments.
Yeah, let us know what you want. Share it, because there's other people that feel just like you. And sometimes people need a nudge. Sometimes people need to know that there's people out there like them that is enjoying the same content. Because trust me, man, the world is weird right now. People are getting persecuted for the strangest things and not persecuted for even stranger things. So just get in that comment. Let people know how you feel about us. The good, the bad, the ugly. We're open to it all, because at the end of the day, it's going to make our platform better. And as Sherman said multiple times, we care about that stuff. We take inventory of that, and we use it to make everything about our platform better. So this is for you guys. Do this for us, and we'll make everything even better moving forward.
Yeah, no, couldn't have said it better.
Awesome. Well, guys, I hate to say goodbye, but I got to say goodbye because we got to end this episode. But it was awesome. Hang out in the lobby if you can. You know, if you can't, I know schedules is tight, man. But let's go ahead and wrap this, Shermichael. Let's bring this to a close. Yeah, so yeah, man. Sherm, just real quick, what was your favorite part about Range Day?
My favorite part about Range Day, it was people doing the Go Challenge. I mean, the number of people that I spoke to.
You can't take my favorite part and say it's your favorite part.
Oh, is that really your favorite part?
Well, one of them. I had two.
The number of people who came to me saying, this is crazy. The targets were great. I've never tried to do anything for speed, but I tried. It wasn't difficult. And, we talked a lot about that. We wanted it to be accessible for people who may be new at shooting. Hence going for points versus time. And so that was cool. And then I guess I would add one second one was going live, doing my radio show live. And the feedback we got, we even had people emailing. I mean, so, man, it was just good. Those two things were the two for me.
Well, damn, now I got to add three because I had two as well. One was absolutely the Range Day Challenge because that's been on my mind for
a long
years.
Time. Yeah,
for years that's been on my mind, and to see that received that well, I'm like, you don't even understand how many more ideas I got now. Right?
Oh, I believe it.
Range Day Challenge, and then I'm always humbled by the people that come up to us and say the things that they say to us. Like, it's one thing to say, I enjoy your content, I watch your show. That's one thing. It's another thing to be able to say, your story is so similar to mine. You know, I bought guns right around the time you bought guns. And I saw when your girl was telling you she didn't want you to do it, but you did it, or vice versa, whatever. And people are really on this journey with us.
Yeah.
That is so humble. We signed, this woman insisted we signed a shirt she bought.
Yeah, no, was that her entire story was really fascinating.
Margaret, her name was Margaret. I mean,
from the beginning,
unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously, dude, going live on Sirius XM from Range Day.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was definitely unexpected.
And it sounded really good. I actually went back and listened to the pre-record, and the show was a really, really good show. I mean, for you guys that don't know, I do have a radio show on Sirius XM, and my producer thought the show was great. I got an email from the director of programming, and she was like, you know, she's not a gun person, and she thought the show was very informative, particularly about women and firearms, because she's been thinking about buying a gun, at least for home defense. Wow. And so you just never know one, who's going to listen, and you never know the impact you're going to have on people who may not even agree with anything that John and I are doing with firearms, but maybe thinking, but you know, these guys are making some good points. Maybe I need to think about this more. This is how you grow the community.
Yeah, agreed. Well said. So guys, listen, Range Day 2023 is a wrap. What you have to look forward to now is an awesome recap video of everything that went on Range Day, both the private night and the public day. And we got some more merch stuff that we have left over. So we're going to probably be doing some cool giveaways and some sales on some of the merch stuff that we have left over from Range Day. And just Range Day 2024, it's already in the works.
Yeah,
we're already drawing up plans for that, and other little small events here and there. So just look out for Guns Out the rest of this year and into 2024. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you feel, and we'll be back.
Yeah, and make sure, guys, real quick, go to gunsouttv.com and subscribe to the newsletter. We send out newsletters to give our updates. So gunsouttv.com, subscribe to the newsletter to keep up to date with where we are and what we have upcoming.
Yeah, and shout out to everybody that's already subscribed to the newsletter, because we see who opens these newsletters, and the open rate and the click rate off those newsletters. That's probably largely in part why this crowd was so big, because I dare to say a lot of people that came last year and subscribed previously, they were all there. Shout out to you guys. So anyway, that's a wrap. Range Day 2023 is in the bag. See you guys next year. Wait for the recap. Let's go.
And get some.